All right. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Build Web3 with Shardeum webinar series. This is Yash from Shardeum Foundation. I manage the community initiatives at Shardeum, and I will be your host for this session. Now, before we move ahead, we'll roll the disclaimer for everyone. So, if Shailesh, you can move this ahead. Yeah, so it says don't expect a perfect webinar session. So, as this is a Shardium community initiative and is for the purpose of educating people, do excuses for any mistakes that we make during the session. We'll make sure that they get rectified next time. Now, when you registered for the session, there were a few prerequisites which included installing MetaMask, claiming test SHM tokens, having a Remix IDE, GitHub account, and Code Sandbox account. A lot of things, right? So, by the way, if you missed out on claiming SHM tokens or anything, what you can do is you can just drop your SHM addresses here, and somebody from the community can send you some free SHM tokens so that you can deploy your dApps on Shardium. Now, also to let you guys know that we have a giveaway in the end, so do follow and code along with Shailesh in order to be eligible for uh, the giveaway. So let's get going then. In this webinar, we'll be using Shardium to deploy our smart contracts. So let's know more about Shardium first. So Shardium is a linearly scalable blockchain to solve blockchain trilemma. So I'll just give you a brief of what Shardium is. So Shardium is an EVM-based linearly scalable smart contract platform. Along with low transaction fees, it brings true decentralization and solid security forever, therefore solving the blockchain trilemma. So that was a very short intro of what Shardium is. And yeah, so today's speaker, we have Shailesh with us. So let me throw some lights on who Shailesh is. So Shailesh, if you can, yeah, move over this. Okay. So Shailesh is a junior software developer and has his core competencies in Solidity, React.js, and Tailwind CSS. He's a blockchain and crypto enthusiast who likes building dApps for greater good. So Shailesh is also a notable Shardium contributor when it comes to tech. So all right, Shailesh, let's get going, man. Happy to have you here, and you can unmute yourself and start.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the session. So today we'll be building a decentralized application on Shardium. So first of all, let's dig into what are the prerequisites of the session. First of all, you guys should know basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency. What is a blockchain and what is a cryptocurrency, of course. A knowledge of Web3 will be appreciated too. So also these skills are optional: React.js, Next.js, Solidity, and Web3.js. If you have the skills, you will be having a greater experience in the code flows and how the code actually works, right? So these are the contents of today's webinar. First is intro of Shardium, which is already done by Yash. Second is Solidity basics. Then we'll be covering Ethers basics. So this will be only basics, okay? And we won't be digging deep into it. Then we'll be having a code walkthrough of ERC20 factory contract. Then we'll be having a code walkthrough of front-end code as well, if the time allows. Then we'll be hosting our dApp on notable web app hosting platforms like Vercel. Then we'll be concluding the session with live Q&A. Okay. So what's the agenda of today's session is we will be building a token creator decentralized application where any user can create their own tokens without a coding background. Okay, so it's a development session. Overall there will be a lot of coding. There will be walkthrough, to be specific, because coding in 2 hour session is not possible. So we'll be walking you through the all the codes, and we'll be providing all the codes to you guys so that you can deploy your first dApp on Shardy. So first of all, let me just take you to the dApp itself.
So Shailesh, what you mean is if I don't have a coding background, I can still have the this dApp ready for myself, right?
Yeah. So even if you don't have any coding experience, you will have this dApp ready with you. Okay.
In the
You
end,
just have to follow my walkthrough guide. Okay, and you'll be
that
able to deploy this dApp.
that's
So
great, man. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, please.
So what this dApp does is it allows a no-brainer user to create his own token just by an interface. Okay, so you just enter these few things, that is name of token, token symbol, and max supply of the token, and you will be able to create a token. Okay, so you can just type in the name and just click on create token. Just a second, something's missing. Okay, yeah.
By the time
Okay.
you can check.
Yeah, just by entering these fields, you'll be able to deploy your token. As you can see that this token is deployed on Shardeum network. You can just click on the, you can just copy this contract address and view it on Shardeum Explorer. So this is what we are building today. There will be two main components in the front end, that is the token creator UI itself, and the second one is the dashboard. So dashboard, on dashboard you can view your created tokens and mint those tokens on blockchain. Okay, so these are some tokens that I have created personally. Okay, so you can just view those tokens and mint your own token on blockchain. So without further ado, just let's get back to the slides. And this is the agenda, where first is like we'll be coding the Solidity ERC20 factory contract. Then we'll be deploying those contracts on Remix, and using those contracts we'll be building our front end. Okay, so we'll be using that contract and we'll be integrating it with our front end, and we'll be deploying that front end on Vercel. So this is all the agenda of this webinar. Okay, so let's get to our first point of content, that is Solidity basics. So what is Solidity? So how many of you guys do know Solidity? Can you just write in the chat?
Yeah, that would be great. So we have an idea of how many people know here Solidity. No. Okay. Vajinath says yes. Okay, so it's
Okay,
a mix. Yeah,
it's a
it's a mixed
mix. Many
tag.
know and many does not know. Okay, so if you actually are in Web3, you may know Solidity, but if you are new to Web3, let me tell you that Solidity is a programming language that is used by Ethereum and all EVM based blockchains to code smart contracts. Okay, it was first founded in 2015 by Ethereum Foundation. Okay, it is influenced by C++ and it is coded similar to JavaScript. Okay, so if you have prior knowledge of JavaScript, you can easily switch on to Solidity and become a blockchain developer. Okay, so it is curly bracket language. What is curly bracket language? All the languages that use sequential flow of execution are curly bracket languages. These include C++, Java, JavaScript, right? Kotlin and all other languages as well. It is EVM based, that is Ethereum virtual machine based. So it is supported by all EVM blockchains such as Ethereum, Polygon, BSC, and Shardeum as well. Okay, so Shardeum is also a EVM based blockchain, and all this stuff that works on Ethereum works on EVM chain Shardeum as well. Okay, so this is the basics of Solidity. If you wish to learn more about Solidity, there are many tutorials out there. Okay, so you can get through Solidity and become a full stack blockchain developer as well. So let me tell you that it's a plus three plus notable point that the salaries over here are way better than Web2. Okay. Okay, this is about Solidity. So what's Ethers.js? Okay. So when you enter the world of blockchain, okay, when you just enter the world of blockchain, you just get disconnected from databases. Okay, and there's just three things, that is Solidity code that runs behind uh, as backend on blockchain, and there is a front end code that is on basis of the smart contract. Okay, so if you don't have front end code, it is completely fine. The Solidity code will work code is still accessible. Okay, but to access those Solidity codes, we need a middleware language, that is Ethers.js. So there are two major languages those are used. First is Ethers.js and second is Web3.js. Okay, so Web3.js was founded in 2015 as well. Okay, by the Ethereum Foundation. Ethers.js was founded in 2016. Okay, so there are few minor differences in Ethers.js and Web3.js, but they work similarly. So Ethers.js is a JavaScript library for developers. It is just a middleware where you can connect your smart contract that is deployed on blockchain to the front end code. Okay, so I'll just explain with a diagram. So this is the diagram. So a user visits front end code, right? So like if you are well aware about blockchain dApps, like can you just tell me in chat section, like how many of you have used or visited blockchain dApps like Uniswap or any other dApp?
And also tell us what was your first blockchain dApp. Okay, Uniswap. Somebody says not seen. PCS. Pancake swap. Okay, a lot of people have used pancake swap here. Quick swap. Nice.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of fan following of BNB chain over here.
Ape swap. Aave. Okay.
Okay, cool. So I guess many of you are familiar with blockchain dApps, right? Oh, Shardeum swap. Okay, so guys, if you are using a decentralized application, decentralized application are permissionless. Okay, so those applications don't need anyone's permission to run. Okay, so there may be two kinds of decentralized application, which are hosted on centralized server as well, or you can host on decentralized servers as well. Okay, so you can host applications on decentralized server as well. Like if you want examples, one inch is hosted on decentralized servers, IPFS. Okay, interplanetary file systems. So a user visits a dApp. Okay, so the dApp is behind the scenes connected to contract. Okay, so whenever a user is performing some kind of interaction with the decentralized application, a user has to the dApp has to send those commands to the contract and get it executed on EVM blockchains. Okay, so the middleware is where we use Web3.js or Ethers.js so that we can connect to the EVM Solidity smart contract. Okay, so those guys who are from Web2 end, you can consider it as an API. Okay, so like for Web2 applications, you can consider that you are using Paytm, you want to make a UPI transfer. Okay, so like if you send some kind of money, that money will be first the command will be first provided with the API. It will be checked in the backend server, and then it will be executed, right? So that's the API that takes the whole data from user and passes it on to the backend server. Okay, so it's API on Web2, and in Web3 we have Web3.js or Ethers.js, similar kind of API that is connected to RPC endpoints. Okay, so RPC are like endpoints that connects you to the Ethereum nodes or EVM nodes. Okay, so I guess Ethers.js is clear, right? So you can just ask some questions if it's not clear to you, or if it is
So
clear, you can just
so
tell me that it's
so Shailesh, somebody is
clear.
asking difference between Solidity and Ethers.js. Is
Okay, so actually Solidity is the major language through which we code smart contracts that rely on Ethereum blockchains. Okay, and Ethers.js is a language JavaScript library which connects us to those Solidity smart contracts that relies on EVM blockchains. So it's Richard, right? So I guess Richard, I have answered your question. What's difference between Web 2 and Web 3? So Yash, you can take over this question.
I think we should move forward, right? So that we will be
Yeah,
taking.
Satya,
Yeah, we'll be taking.
Satya, I'm just coming over to it. Okay, so there's provider, signer, and contract in Ethers.js. Okay. So what provider is? Provider lets you connect to the EVM RPC URL anonymously. Okay. So you don't need your private keys or something else. So you can just read all blockchain data through provider. Okay. So Ethers.js, it is a components in Ethers.js library. Okay. So you can consider provider as a anonymous. It connects you to the blockchain network anonymously, so you can read all data on blockchain without even providing your private keys. Okay. And the second is signer. Okay. Signer is the main message signer. Okay, where you have to provide your uh, private keys. Okay. So whenever there is an interaction that requires any ethers to be provided or SHM tokens to be spent, then the signer comes into action. Whenever we want to sign any message, whenever we want to send any transaction, then we need signer, because it connects to the blockchain with our specific private key. Okay. So if you don't know private key, there are two major things in blockchain wallets. Okay. How a blockchain account is created. Okay. So there are public keys and private keys. You can consider private keys as your password. If you share those password with someone else will have access to your funds. Okay. So it's your responsibility to keep it safe. So contract is also a component in Ethers.js, which allows interaction of user with contracts. So whenever you use contracts, you have to use contracts in Ethers.js. Okay. So let's move forward. Okay, fine. So enough of theory, right, guys? So let's now move towards ERC20 factory code walkthrough. Okay. So what we will be doing is, first of all, we will be creating ERC20 token, a simple ERC20 token. It was also created in previous webinar as well by Vaijanat. He was the speaker of previous webinar. So guys who were present in previous webinar, I guess you might know what an ERC20 token is and how it is created, right? So let's now dig deeper into how it is created. Okay, so it's a code walkthrough. So I recommend you guys to also keep a tab open with Remix ID. Okay. So yes, can you share the link of Remix ID in the chat box?
Sure. I will just drop the links. And by the way, if you code along, you will be eligible for a giveaway. So that's there as well.
Yeah, we do have a giveaway. Okay. So stick around, and I guess you will be one of them to
Yeah,
win
I
some
think
good.
I've dropped the link.
Okay.
Also, what I'll do is I'll just drop every link that's there. So you guys can just go through all the links that you can find. So I've just dropped the links.
So just a quick overview what Remix is. Okay. So how many of you know Remix? Obviously, those guys who were present in previous webinar do know what Remix is.
Okay, people are saying yes. It's an
Yeah,
IDE
many of you know.
where we can
Great to know
code.
actually. Yeah. So for those who don't know, it is an online ID. Okay, it is a development environment which is online for Solidity language. Okay, you can deploy code and debug your Solidity codes on Remix ID. Okay, so without installing some softwares and development environments in your machine, you can directly use this online ID without any installations. Okay, where I can look old meets. So we do have a link. Okay, so yes, you can drop that link in the chat box if you have,
Mm-hmm.
so that the people who are new to this webinar can also take a look of previous ones.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into Remix ID. So guys, just keep a tab open with remix.ethereum.org so you can code along. So it's not coding actually, it's a walkthrough because the codes are lengthier. Okay, So I'll be explaining the how the logic works. And I guess many of you, so can you just tell me how many of you are developers over here?
Me. Okay. Akshay says me. Mehra says me. A lot of devs here.
Yeah,
And people who
specifically
are not,
Web3 devs, like specifically Web3 devs, only C and CPP. Okay, no issues. If you do know C, I guess the logics will be clear to you. Yeah, Python. So Solidity is influenced by Python as well. Okay, so you may see syntax similar to Python. React Native, C++. Okay, Viper. Yeah, great to know we do have Viper developer as well. So guys, Viper is another language that is used to code smart contracts. Okay, Solidity is the major one that most of the Ethereum community use, but Viper is a good language as well. Many platforms such as Curve Finance and all the stable swaps are coded into Viper. Rust. Oh, great to know that we do have developers with us who are developing dApps other than EVM blockchains. Great to know that Solana devs as well. Golang. Okay. Fun fact. Yeah, Shardeum uses Viper as well because it is also EVM compatible. Okay, so let's dive into the factory contract. Okay, so first of all, we'll be creating an ERC20 token. Okay, so what is the flow of contracts? First, I'll let you explain that. So first of all, we'll be creating an ERC20 token. Okay, then we'll be creating a factory to deploy that ERC20 token. Okay, so because as you saw this interface, okay, here a token is deployed. Okay, so there is someone deploying this token, right? So I just want to tell that it can be deployed by humans or it can be deployed a contract. Okay, or you can assign a script to it. Okay, so first of all, we'll be coding ERC20 contract. Then we'll be coding a factory contract that is responsible to deploy that ERC20 contract on blockchain whenever users interact with deploy function. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is how the syntax look like. Okay, first of all, for coding Solidity contracts, you must specify Solidity version you are using. Okay, so the latest is 0.8.0. Okay, it comes with safe math functionalities. Okay, so you must first specify that which Solidity version you are using. Okay, so it is the latest one of the latest. I'm not aware what's the latest is. Then we have imports. Okay, similar to as we have in Web2 languages as well. Imports Open Zipline. So what Open Zipline is? Open Zipline is a library of fully audited codes. Okay, those codes are battle tested and used by many platforms, many reputed platforms. Okay, so this is the best code base you can find for blockchain developers. And there are many codes there, code and code patterns as well that they have created, and you can consider that it's a standard. Okay, so on seventh line, it says contract, token contract. So it's the name of our contract, that is token contract. It's an ERC20 token. Okay. So we are using safe math for UN256. UN256 is a data type. Okay. Similar to web 2 platforms where we have integers, strings. Okay. We have addresses, uint, unsigned integers over here. Okay. So it's UN256. What safe math is? Safe math is a library which avoids overflow and underflow mathematical operations, which actually causes smart contracts hacks, and it is vulnerable. Okay, so you might not believe that, but smart contract hacks are like a way frustrating thing. It actually loses a lot of money. That the highest hack that happened is like $800 million. Okay. Then we do have two data types declared over here. First is address of minter. Minter is a user that is actually creating the ERC20 token. Okay, so once you come over here, you enter the fields. Okay, you enter the token max supply, create token. So you are the minter of that token. Okay, so we are saving that address and it is publicly visible. So there are a few access modifiers over here: public, internal, and private. Okay, so whenever you give public, it's visible to everyone. Okay, and accessible to everyone as well. Whenever you give private, it's not visible that easily, but by using any testing tools like Mithril or any other tools, you can dive deeper into blockchain and pull out that data, right? So it's not recommend to store any private data that is fully confidential on blockchains. Okay, at least if you are saving that, make it encrypted by block encryption or use chainlink or some sort of encryption algorithms. Okay, so it's not at all recommended to store some kind of data, even if you are specifying private. Okay, so second is we have public supply. Okay, you can see that we are taking token max supply from user. Okay, so like Bitcoin is having a total supply of 21 billion, right? Sorry, million. And Shardeum is having 505 million, I guess. Is it right, Yash?
It's 508 million, Shailesh.
Okay, 508 million, right? So every token has a supply. Okay, some tokens do have supply, some don't have. Like if you take consider Pancake Swap's cake token, it is an unlimited token. Okay, so it can be generated infinite times, but they are also figuring out. Okay, so there are two types. So we are taking total supply of token. Okay, so this is where we are storing that. Okay, there are events in blockchains. Okay, so these basic things I will be only explaining once, and it will be used pretty much many times in these contracts. Okay, so there are events into blockchains which will allow protocols like graph protocol and many other protocols to index data. Okay, and keep a track of data so that that data can be used in many purposes. One of them is data analytics. Okay, so these are the events we are firing. That is mint event whenever a token is minted. Okay, and set minter event whenever a minter of that token is changed. Okay, so these are the constructor arguments we are taking in. So constructor is a special method that is executed whenever a contract is being deployed on blockchain. Okay, so whenever you are deploying something on blockchain, you must specify the constructor arguments first. Okay, so if there are not any constructor arguments, you can keep this blank. Okay, but we do have some constructor arguments that we want that it should be predefined. Okay, so first is name, symbol, supply, and minter. Okay, name is the token name you are providing. Symbol is the symbol of token. Okay, then we are having supply. Okay, then we are having address of minter. Okay, so you can see that string uint256 address. These are the data types. We have string data type, uint256 unsigned integer data type. We have address as a data type. Okay, so these are the ERC20 constructor arguments. Then it's ERC20 name symbol. So we are using open Zeppelin over here. Okay, so these two things are to be passed to ERC20 contract which we are using of open Zeppelins. Okay, so that's name and symbol. Okay, then supply and minter, as you can see that we have declared these two are set here, supply and minter. Okay, then modifiers are something that we will be using along with functions so that we can check that all things are on proper place, right? Everything is properly placed and all that stuff. So there are modifier. First one is only minter modifier. Okay, So what this only minter does is it just checks that whoever is calling a specific function, that is the minter of that token or not. Okay. So if you are using this only minter modifier with a function, okay, so before executing that function, it checks that if the message.sender, that is the uh, person that is actually calling the method, is actually minter of this contract or not. Okay. If it is not, it will revert. It will say that transaction reverted, and this is the error message you'll be getting, that is not minter. Okay.
Hey Shailesh, can you share this link with people so that they can also read the code along with us?
Yeah, just a second. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's the repository, right? I can also share this.
Yeah. So it's present in constants. Okay. Factory.sol.
All right.
See.
If you drop that, that would be great.
Yeah. So you guys can access the Solidity code on the below link. Okay.
I'll just drop
So
the
just
file.
open the link in your browser. Okay. And copy the code and paste it in Remix ID. Okay. So if you are new to Remix ID, I'll just tell you that the main contracts are coded in contracts directory. Okay. So you can create a new file over here by clicking this icon and name it as factory.sol. Okay. Once the file is created, just copy the contents of this GitHub. Okay. And just paste it over here. Okay. Just copy and paste. Just a second. I guess code is not copied. Okay. Yeah. Something like this. Okay. So just copy and you can just visit the code along with me.
Yeah, I think they got the link. You can, uh, resume. I'm so sorry I disturbed you in the middle.
No issue, no issue. Okay. So we do have second modifier, that is check supply. Okay. So what this modifier does is it just tally your supply with your total supply, so that no user can mint above the total supply you provided. Okay. For example, you are creating a token and you want that supply to be 1,000 token. Okay. So it's like you only need that only 1,000 tokens should exist on the blockchain network. Okay. So we just check that here, that no one mints above 1,000 tokens. Like no one should mint above 1,000. No one should be able to mint 1,200 or 1,300 tokens, right? So it's the check which is checked here in this modifier, that if requires total supply, so require is a check. Okay. It's like if and else condition, you have check over here, that is require assert errors. Okay. So when you just dive deeper into Solidity, you'll know these things. Okay. So we won't be diving deeper in Solidity in this session. Okay. But overall, we'll be just taking you through the codes, and we'll just make your first dApp live on Shardeum. Yesterday read about if else. Okay. So yeah. So if total supply, so total supply is a predefined function that is present in Open Zipline CRC20 contract. So what it returns is, it returns the circulating supply of token. Okay. So if you have 1,000 tokens and there are 500 tokens that comes into circulation. Okay. So it returns 500. Okay. Then what we do is we add, like a user is minting token, right? So we'll be getting the amount from user, adding it into total supply, and we'll check that it is below the supply provided by the minter. Okay. And if it is above, it will return as supply overflow. Okay. So then on 41th line, we have min token as function. Okay. So we take one argument, that is amount. It is U in 256. So normally Ethereum is an 18 decimal token. Okay. So what U in 256 is, it's a number into 18 decimals, like number into 10 raised to power 18. Okay. So we take amount as input. So if you are like, if you want to mint 10 tokens, so you should provide 10 into 10 raised to power 18. Okay. So it's like amount over here. Then we have only minter. Okay. Like we do check here that the caller of this token, mint token, is minter. Okay, minter of that contract. This is why I'll explain that create a new file.
So somebody actually asked, tell me how to copy and paste code in Remix IDE once again, because my Remix IDE page looks different.
So like, how many of you guys are facing this problem?
Okay, people say I'm not. Good for me, no problem. Probably homepage.
Yeah, if you are on the homepage, just click on Remix ID. Okay. Project. If you are on this URL, remix-project.org, just click here Remix ID. Okay. Or if you want direct URL, you can just copy this remix.ethereum.org. Okay, so I'll be dropping this URL to see. Yeah. So Gautam, can you just visit this URL directly?
Yeah, I have sent the link. Actually, you sent me that in on direct messages. So like,
I changed the settings.
yeah.
Yeah. So please visit this URL. You will get this kind of interface.
Yeah. Don't worry if you miss out anything. We can,
Actually,
yeah.
Moin, don't worry about the workspace name. You can name the workspace anything. By default, I guess it's default. Okay. So you don't have to worry about the workspace name. Yeah, payable. Karthik, I'll be coming on to it. Okay. Okay. So mint tokens, here a user can mint tokens. Okay. It is an internal function underscore mint. Okay. Which is an open Ziplin's internal function. We call this to mint new tokens. Okay. Then we have set minter where we can change the minter of that token. Okay. And it is only accessible by the previous minter. So if I am the previous minter, only I can access that. So this is everything that is present in the first contract, that is token contract. Now we'll be moving towards the second contract, that is token factory. So token factory, we have three public variables over here. First is owner. So token factory's owner is solely the deployer of this contract. Okay, it is not changeable. Okay, then we have payable fees. So we are deploying this contract, right? So what is payable fees is, once a user interacts with this contract and wants to deploy some kind of token, this is the amount of fee that is paid to the developer of this contract. So it's currently set to 0.1 ether, and you can modify according to you. Okay. So next we have address. Next we have address tokens created. Okay. These tokens created is an array of addresses which will record all the tokens that are actually deployed from this token factory contract. Then we have mappings. Mappings are used for storing data in key value pairs. We have two mappings over here. First is token name and second is creators map. Okay. So creators map, it is used for front end to fetch tokens that is created by specific address. We have few events over here. I have already explained what events are and where it actually is used, right? It is used in GraphQL and all other stuff. Shardeum Shell Explorer link. We have token created, set payable fees, set owner, withdraw fees. These events will be emitted once we access certain functions. I'll explain that later on. We do have then constructor, as said before, constructor arguments. We only require one constructor argument over here, that is owner of the smart contract. So we'll be taking owner and setting it up. We have
Shailesh, can you zoom
Yeah,
your screen a little bit so that people can see the codes in a better way?
just a second, Yash.
Yeah, that would be great. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess it's clearly visible now. Okay. So we have two modifiers over here. First is only owner, just like only minter, it's only owner, so that the owner of the smart contracts will actually have access to the functions which are only owner. Then we have payable amount. This is a check modifier where it is checked that the fees paid by the token creator is equals to the fees we want, that is 0.1 ether. Okay. So we have functions over here next to the first function is get tokens created length. Okay. What these functions return is, this returns the total number of tokens created by a certain address. Okay. Right. So if Yash is creating tokens by a specific address, so it will return all the tokens that Yash created using that address. We have create token. This is a public function. It is payable. Payable means it's accepting ether from user. It's payable amount. We are using modifier over here, that is payable amount, so that we can check that the ether sent by a user is equals to the fees that we are taking. This contract doesn't accept lower fees, not higher fees. It wants exactly what we declared. Okay, that is 0.18. It's 10 raised to power 17. So we call here internal function, that is deploy token. Okay, so let's just dig deeper into deploy token. Here is the function on 124th line. Non-IT guy for entry. Gautam, you can start with C. Okay, C is the basics of basic building block of all programming languages. So underscore deploy. Okay, so this takes some arguments, that is name, symbol, supply, and minter. So once we take these arguments, it are then passed to the token contract that we have created previously, so that we can deploy new token. Okay. So you may observe that there is an instance of token contract. We just pass these all arguments to that contract, so new contract can be deployed on blockchain. Then we just save all the data to public variables so that we can fetch that on front end. That's creator map, where the tokens created address is stored with the minter. Okay, minter is the person who is actually creating the token. So this is all about deploy token. Then we have withdraw fees. Payable fees is going to our pocket, or ETH fees. Actually, Karthik, it's your fees. Okay, it's not gas fees you are paying, it's your fees. So it's the function withdraw fees. Okay, so whenever a user creates token on behalf of your dApp, okay, so what happens is the user has to pay some kind of fees. Currently it's 0.1 ether. So example, 100 users have deployed a token using your dApp, so you'll be collecting 10 ether. Okay, 10 ether, or you can consider it as 10 SHM on Shardeum, because we are using Shardeum network over here. So 10 SHM, and that 10 SHM should be fees that a developer should get. Okay, so a developer is getting 10 SHM, so the developer can withdraw that fees from the contracts using this function, that is withdraw fees. You can see that it is only owner, so only owner can access this function and not anyone else. So the only developer has these rights to access this function. It will be visible to everyone, but it won't be accessible. New SaaS idea. Yes, it is an SaaS idea, and you can deploy this dApp on Shardeum network whenever it is going live on mainnet, and yeah, it is service as a product as a service. Set payable fees. This is a function where you can alter the payable fees. You can change the payable fees. You can keep the payable fees at 10 ether. Okay. Then set owner. You can actually change the owner of the smart contracts, and this function is also only owner, because then only the original owner should be able to change the ownership of this contract. So I guess the logic of this contract is clear to you guys. If it is clear, can you just reply in the chat box?
Do write yes or let us know what. Okay. Yeah, it's clear. Yes, yes, yes. Great. That's great.
Yeah, if you are like a Solidity developer, you can relate to this code. Or if you are from web 2 or web 3, you are just learning, you can just go through this, and the codes are already provided in this GitHub repository. Okay, so you can visit the link. I'll resend it. Okay. Okay, this just a
Yeah,
second.
I'll send it. I'll send it. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right.
Right. All right. I have sent the link. You can visit this whenever you are referring to any contract. You can refer to this contract as well and get to learn more about Solidity. And those who already know Solidity can relate to this code and how this actually works. For those who don't know, I guess the logic behind this code is already clear to you. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just deploy this contract on blockchain as of now. So guys, just copy this contract and paste it in Remix. Okay. So I'll just give you 2 minutes to do that. If you do have something, if you do have a problem, just write it down in the chat box.
So, Shailesh, basically there are two smart contracts in this file, right?
Yeah.
So the one contract is calling the other contract, or you are inheriting or you are not inheriting. Can you show that one to the audience?
I haven't got your question, Vajnath. Can you please re-ask?
Yeah, there are two smart contracts, right? So basically
Yeah,
there
there
are
are
two
two
smart contracts in this file to create a token, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Means for the audience, we will make sure clear that there are two smart contracts deployed.
Yeah, guys. So you can see that on line number 59, a new
Yes.
contract is started.
Yeah.
It's contract token factory. Okay. So there are actually two contracts in this. So I just pasted two contracts simultaneously because it is easier for compilation.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So we'll do tomorrow.
All right. So let's move
All
ahead.
right. Okay. I guess many of you have already copied this. Okay. So after you copy, just compile the contract. Okay. Just head over to the Solidity icon. Okay. Click over this. Select a compiler version. We are using 0.8.0. Select 0.8.0 and just click on compile factory.sol. All right, this is compiled. Whenever this is compiled, you will get a green tick over here. All right. So you do have one minute to compile your contract. Yeah. So
Creator says, yeah. Can you repeat?
creator, do have you copied the contract in the remix ID? Every time a token is minted. Actually, Lokesh, every time a new token is created, a new contract is created. Okay. Not when token is minted. Yeah. So creator, just click on the Solidity icon in the menu. in the sidebar menu. Okay, and click on compile factory. Just click on the Solidity icon in the side menu and click on compile factory. You'll be able to compile. Importing the workspace from GitHub. Venkatesh, you don't have to actually import the workspace. Okay, just head towards remix.ethereum.org. Visit this link. I'll be providing just a second. Okay, visit this link and just copy the code yourself or use this copy button over here. Okay, Leo, you can ignore that warning because it's licensing warning. Whenever you deploy your contract on mainnet, you are required to give a license with that. There are different kinds of license, MIT license, Apache license. Okay, so you can use any of them. As of now, you can ignore that warning. There's nothing wrong with the contract.
Great.
T. It is not necessary for smart contracts. If you comment this line out, okay, it's just a warning. Okay, so if you just uncomment it, you'll see that the warning will disappear. Okay, I guess you have all compiled the contract. Now we'll just deploy the contract on Shardeum network. So you guys do have the prerequisites set, right? You have MetaMask, you have SHM tokens. If you don't have SHM tokens, just drop your addresses and we'll help you get that.
Yeah, we have Champ Wizard here, we have Vajaynath here, we have so many, we have Karthik here, like so many people here who can help you guys. Okay, so yeah, people are dropping their addresses. Please, if anybody from the community can send like 2-3 SHM tokens, that would be great because yeah, that's all it's required, right?
Yeah, if you do have like 1 or 2 SHM, we
Yeah.
can work.
Thank you, Ashish. Yeah, do. All right, Champ Wizard, you guys can send others.
Yeah,
So
Cham,
that
just help out those who require SHM tokens, those who are new to this session.
we do have Karthik and Vajinath as well. So they'll get. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
guys,
Let's
please
yeah.
help those guys. We'll just move forward because we are
Mhm.
running out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, after you successfully compile your smart contract, just click on this Ethereum icon in the sidebar menu. Okay, in the environment, just click and select injected provider MetaMask. Okay, make sure that you are connected to Shardeum network. Okay, first of all, let me make some things clear. You shouldn't use your original account to deploy smart contract because if you are on Ethereum network, it will cost you gas, which I guess which you don't want, right? So you should have a dummy account created, or at least if you don't have, make sure you are on Shardeum AlphaNet Liberty network. How you can see that is just click on your MetaMask window and you'll see that Shardeum Liberty. Okay, that's it. Again, also you can see over here it's custom 8080 network. 8080 is network ID of Shardeum testnet. So you can also make sure that it is Shardeum from here as well. So just select on injected provider or MetaMask. I'm already connected. If you are not connected, you'll get a pop-up on MetaMask to connect to this site. RPC details. So Prathamesh, just do one thing. Just come to this site, create.shardify.com. Okay, for your greater good, just visit this site. I'll drop the link. Okay, and just click on add Shardeum network. The network will be automatically added to your MetaMask without entering the details. Okay, let's move forward. Make sure your account is the same that is logged into MetaMask. you don't have to alter these values, gas limit value. In the contract section, just select token factory as contract. So there's this constructor argument, as I told before, that is owner. We require owner, right? So as of now, I'll be providing my address as owner. You should do the same as well. So just copy your address, paste it over here, and just click on transact. As soon as you click on transact, a MetaMask pop-up will appear. Just click on confirm. As soon as you click confirm, it will be, the transaction will be sent to blockchain. And as soon as the contract, sorry, yeah. So the transaction is successfully mined. So you can see that our contract is deployed on Shardeum network. Okay. So it's deployed. Here is your contract address. Okay.
Can you
So just
zoom it a little bit, Shailesh?
just a second.
Yeah.
I have sent 3 Yeah, here is the contract address. All right. So here are all the functions that we have written into the smart contract. There's this create token, set owner, set payable fees, withdraw fees, token name, tokens created. So let me just first tell you that the functions that are in this blue color are all those functions which are readable functions. So this won't cost you any gas. Okay, you won't call, this won't cost you any transaction fees. So you can call these functions. These functions will return you data. So these orange color functions are write functions. So these write functions will cost you gas fees, right? So this will only cost you gas fees. This is this red color function, that is payable function. This will require you to send some ether along with gas fees. So if you execute this function, this will take gas fees as well as some kind of ethers. For our contract, it is set to 0.1 ether as fees. So as Karthik asked me, what is payable fees? So payable fees is the fees that is earned by the developer of the smart contract. So this red function tells us that this is an payable function. Okay, so that's it. We have done we are done with this. Okay, so I guess you are all now, you all know the logic behind the smart contract, right? We are done with the solidity part. Okay, so how many of you have already deployed the smart contract? Can you just tell me in the chat section?
Please let us know if you have deployed this already. Akshay says me, done, me,
Please repeat the steps.
done.
Manoj, have you compiled your smart contract?
Done. So a lot of people are saying done. It's okay. What we can do with Manoj is Manoj can, rewatch the video if it's not feasible enough to go through go through the steps again. Or we can do that later in the once we are over. So I think that works,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so guys, we are done with the solidity part. Now our smart contract is already deployed to Shardeum Liberty. So we'll move towards the front end part. Okay, so the front end part is quite big. So I'll just, first of all, you guys should have a code sandbox account. We won't be using VS Code over here because VS Code requires a lot of technical knowledge. We will need installation, we'll need node setups, okay, node.js setup. So we won't be using that. We'll be using online ID, that is code sandbox. It's similar to remix ID, that is for solidity. Code sandbox is an online ID that is for node applications such as Next.js, React.js. So our front end is based on Next.js. We'll be using code sandbox. So just visit the code sandbox website. It was one of the prerequisites. So I guess you all have your accounts created on code sandbox.
Yeah, and if not, it will just take like a minute or so. So
This is your code sandbox account. So before you create code sandbox account, make sure you have a GitHub account. Yeah, thank you Ashish for helping out the needy ones for SHM tokens. Yeah, so guys, you must have a GitHub account. It was one of the prerequisites of this webinar. So for those who have already logged into GitHub, just create a fork of this repository. Okay, just a second. So I have dropped the link in chat box. Just create a fork of this repository. Just visit this link and you can click on fork. So it's mandatory step. So we'll give allot you like 2 to 3 minutes to do that. Unless you do that, we can't move forward with our front end code. So those who don't have GitHub account, just create it fastly, or those who have, just keep it logged in and fork this repository.
And once you are done, please write the done here or yes, I have done or something like that so that we get to know what's happening.
Yeah. And also
Cool.
those guys who are done, you can ask questions over here if you have some.
Or send SHMs to others.
Yeah, send SHMs as well. So I guess 3 of you have completed the fork. 4 of you now. 5 now. We'll just wait until 9:11. Okay, just
Yeah,
make it
people
fast.
are
We are running
waiting.
out of time.
Done. You can also okay. So creator is saying you can also drink water. Yeah, do take water, Shailesh.
Yeah.
You've been speaking a lot.
So guys, just for your repository, I'll drink some water. Akshay, just wait for a few minutes. I'll be going through it. Okay. And for, I guess, Venkatesh, I'll just go through the deployment process in a minute or two. Just look at the screen and make sure you get this time. Okay. So just click on this Ethereum icon in the sidebar on Remix ID. In environment, you have to select injected provider. This is for the guys who have missed the deployment. Just click on injected provider. I'm already connected to MetaMask. If you are not, a MetaMask pop-up will appear to connect. Once you get connected, make sure you have the right account that is logged into MetaMask. Then on contract, you want to select token factory, because this is the contract we are deploying. So select token factory, and if token factory is not appearing over here, make sure that your contract is already compiled. So if the contract is not compiled, it won't appear here. So make sure it is compiled. Once it is there, just click on token factory. There's deploy kind of thing over here, and there is a constructor argument that is owner. So just enter your address in this field, just copy it from account itself, just click and paste over here, and just click on transact and sign the message in your MetaMask. That's it. Your contract will be deployed successfully. Yeah, so I guess all of you have forked the repository. So let's now move forward. So please log into your sandbox account and you sign in with GitHub. How to fork? Yeah, Noel, just visit this repository. I have sent the link, and Yash has also sent the link. and click on the fork icon, and so you can see the fork icon over here, just below the menu bar. Okay, there's a fork icon. There are 8 forks already. Click on fork and you'll be able to fork. Okay, so now on Code Sandbox, just sign in your account and sign in using GitHub. So once you sign in, just click on this blue button that is create sandbox. Once you are on this dialog box, just click on import project. That is on side menu of these dialog blocks, that is import project. Click on import project. Okay, and click the paste the repository link that you have forked. Okay, so for me this is this URL. For you it might be different one, or you can try entering this as well. Just click and paste this URL and import and fork. So just click on import and fork, and the code will be copied in your sandbox. We'll just let it finish.
So it's getting deployed as of now, right? Yeah.
Okay, so the codes, as you can see, it's visible now. Also, let me tell you guys that these are not production level codes. These are only for testing purposes, and please don't use these codes for production. Can you please send RPC URL?
I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that. Please, you go forward.
So guys, I guess you're on this screen on your desktop, right? So can you please let us know that you are already here?
Yeah, people are saying yes, yes.
Okay, so let's wait for few more replies, then we'll move forward.
Okay, Champ is importing.
Yeah, thanks Vajnath for that. I have already set up the code sandbox, so I skipped that part. Yeah, so
Yes,
those who
okay.
are getting code walkthroughs or something, code sandbox help guide, just skip that thing.
Cool. A lot of people have done imported,
Okay,
ready.
so let's just move forward. So this is a Next.js project. Next.js is a server side rendering language that is based on React.js. Okay, React.js is JavaScript framework that is created by Facebook. It is used to develop front end, website front ends. So, all right, you can use any website front end for blockchain apps. You can use JavaScript, you can use Vue.js, you can use Angular, but React.js and Next.js are famous in this area. So we are using Next.js because it's good for SEO purposes. Now you can see that there are few components, that is creator component, dashboard component, footer and header. So footer and header, I guess everyone knows what's footer and header. So what's dashboard component is this contains all the codes that is present in dashboard. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Just a second. Yeah, so this is the dashboard. So what you see in this dashboard is coded in dashboard component. So what's dashboard component is, you can see this, a card, right? A single card. So this single card's content is coded in this dashboard component. Okay, so that's the dashboard component. So if you are familiar with Next.js or React.js code, you may seem, you may understand the code, what are the hooks used, what are the states used, use effects and all those things. Okay. And if you see these dot call, dot supply, so these are all web3.js based codes which are used to interact with smart contracts that we have already deployed on blockchain. So dashboard component is that specific card, a single card. This is written, this is all the front end looking code, that is JSX. So this is creator component. In this creator component, we have the code that is used to create a token. So this code, this page's code is available in this creator component. Okay. So we don't have actually more time with us to explain all these codes. So if you have some points, you can just if you have some problems, you can just DM me on my socials, which I will provide you later on. These are models. Models are mint model. So whenever you go to dashboard and click on mint token, just a second, just it load. So whenever you click on mint, this is the model that is used for minting tokens. So the code for this model is present in the mint model. Okay. My model. So what this model does is this will allow you to add your token to MetaMask directly. Yes, so this is all in front end code. These are the pages, that is dashboard and home. In home you have the create token directly, and in dashboard you have the admin dialog box for specific address. Okay, so this one, this is the dashboard for this specific address. So what you can do on this dashboard is, once you create a token on the specific app, what will happen is your token will be created, but the minting of that token won't happen. So you have to mint tokens separately by visiting dashboard section. So you'll get all the information of your token, that which token you have deployed, what's the symbol, what's the name of that token, what's the total supply, how much of that token is in circulation. All that stuff, you'll find that information in the dashboard section. So you can try that on hands-on. I'll help you with that. So you have your contracts ready, right? You have deployed contracts. Just a second, I'll redeploy my ones. So you just copy the contract address you have deployed. You will find that contract address in the deployed contracts on remix ID. Yeah, so you can see that in the deployed section we have token factory add 0x11. So just copy and your contract address will be copied. Once you copy the contract address, just visit the code sandbox code area, click on constants, click on contract addresses. Okay, and change this contract address to the newer one. So first it was 0xF7FF. In yours also this will be same, and now you have to change this with your own contract address that you have deployed to the blockchain. So once you do this step, just save this code. Okay, by clicking Control plus yes. Once you save this code, I don't know why this is having problems.
Karthik says done. He's faster
Done.
now.
Great to know, Karthik. once you do these things, just don't forget to click on save. Okay, just save your code by clicking Control plus yes, or if you are using Mac, use Command plus yes. Yeah. So once you are done with that step, you can see a browser instance over here where you can see the UI is live.
Wow.
So this UI is live, right? So you can copy this URL from here, or just click on this button over here, so you can get the expanded view of this UI. So I'll just copy this URL and paste it in a new tab. Okay, so you can do the same steps, so you can get a wider view of that UI. So once you paste this URL, now this specific URL is running on your contract. Okay, the contract you have deployed on Shardeum blockchain. So you can, Shivam, hello Shivam. So now you can create your token, just add specific details over here, how to create sandbox from which template. Venkatesh, you don't need any template, just click on create sandbox and a import option will be there in the sidebar of that dialog box. So click on import project, just enter the GitHub link URL and you will be ready to go. You'll have this interface on in front of you, and then you just have to change the contract address in constants contract address.json. After importing contract address. So Cham, once you import contract address, just save that code by clicking Control plus yes or Command plus yes. Once you save that code, just copy this link, that is your browser. Okay, beside the uh, coding area, you have browser section, a small section where you will get URL for your dApp. So that's different for all of you. How do we know the compilation is successful? So which compilation you are talking about, the Solidity code or the front end code? dApp. So you do have a console and a terminal given below. So below browser you have terminal and console. So you can see that compiled client and server successfully in 7.5 seconds, right? So this is where you can get to know that it is compiled or not. It's here, terminal, console, problems. Okay.
So Shailesh, this means we have our dApp ready already, right?
Yeah.
This
So
is
guys, once you do this step, you have your dApp online on this URL. It will be different for all of you. Just copy this URL, paste it on new tab, and just
wow.
try creating some tokens.
People have started pasting their links already.
Yeah,
That's
great to know
great.
that.
Yeah, that's great. How do keep these links ready with you. These links are gonna
Also,
help
let
us
me
now.
try some of these links too.
Yeah, I will also try some of the links that we have here. So I am opening. Wow, so many links we were getting. Champ also got his dApp created.
Webinar, it's link of Noel. Webinar dash Noel.
So you're creating a token for Noel, right?
Yeah, the dApp link is of Noel, right? So I'm creating a token. Just a second that I I think that this is a different link.
Yeah, you can have you can name your own token, whatever your token name you want it to be, whatever the supply you want it to be. All right, this got created.
Yeah, so this is the contract address on which Noel has deployed his smart contracts. It starts with 0x59. So if it is right, just let us know that it is right in chat box, Noel.
Mihira has pasted
Just a
something.
second. Yeah, as you can see, the transaction is submitted to blockchain. As soon as the token contract is created, a dialog box will appear that is model, informing you that it is deployed. Oops. All right.
Mihira is having some issue. Can you check that as well?
Mihira. Yeah, I am just checking that on handle trying to you aren't ready. Delete run out of gas. You might also see data from requesting data from document that does not exist. Mira, you can just try refreshing your UI. Champ, you can write name according to you, but there are specific limitations that are present in the UI itself. Okay, like there are not tokens. There are like a token symbol doesn't need to have 4 or more characters into it. The token name shouldn't have 10 or more characters into it. So those limitations are present in UI and not in contract. So when you are creating token using this remix ID by providing name and stuff on these, you'll be able to create those tokens. But on UI side, those are the limitations, and I have kept that limitation because it's a standard that a token symbol shouldn't exceed 4 characters. Right. So you can take many tokens as examples. Many of them have 4 or less than 4 as token symbols. Like take example of Shardeum itself. It's SHM, right? Great to know that Champ has already created token. So guys, just let us know how many of you are successful in creating your own tokens.
So now that everybody has their dApp links ready, I think I should drop the giveaway form, right?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody who has created their dApps, please fill in this form and do join the Shardium's Discord community. Because that's where we'll announce the result. So do paste your link of your dApp here and your Discord ID so that we get to know that it's created by you. And then I will also drop the Shardium's Discord
Yes,
link.
I guess you are not audible clearly.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So as I was saying, I will just drop the Discord link here so that you guys can join and you can find out the results here. So here is the Discord link and here is the form. Do fill up this form along with your dApp link and your Discord ID, so that once we announce the winners, you get to know who the winners are on Discord. So that's there. And who have not created the dApp so far or having some problems, I think now is the time you guys can ask your questions to Shailesh. We are here to help. Shailesh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you are audible clearly. So Noel, I tried your tab. There's something wrong with the contract. So I'll recommend just go through it once. So Noel, you can just try redeploying the contract and make sure that the code that we have given you is the same, right? Because the UI is coded according to that contract.
Mihira has sent their link.
Yeah,
Let's open
Mira
that and
has done it too.
maybe we can open that and see how
Yeah,
their
just a
dApp
second,
is.
I'll create a new account.
Which channel will be announcing it on announcements itself?
So guys, I'll be dropping a link, sorry, a address. You can all send your created tokens to this address. Okay, so it will be nice to see participants. So just create some tokens. Like if you, I'll just try the dApp link provided by Mihira. So once you create token, a token contract address will appear in the form of dialog box. Just copy that contract address and add the token in MetaMask and send that token to the given address.
Yeah, hello Shailesh. Yes. I
Hey,
have gone through
Vijay.
all the steps, and wow, great. It I created my own token now already with this dApp.
Yeah,
That's
great
great.
Yes.
to know, Vaijanathan.
Yes. We have created, and it's a very smooth dApp. I created already. So many people, we are seeing so many people have created their own token.
Yeah, Satya, you will be able to get the recording. So yeah, this token is created. You can see that you are having token address. Just click copy. If the add to MetaMask option is not working for you, just copy this contract address, visit your MetaMask, click on assets and click on import token. Okay. So import token, paste the contract address. Yeah. So this is the symbol. This is the token decimal. Just add this custom token. And you can see that there is zero balance because as I told earlier, this UI is for only creating tokens. Once you got your token created, click on dashboard. The tokens you have created will be visible over here. Click on mint and make sure that you enter the supply that is less than this. Okay, the total supply. Because if you are entering the supply that is greater than this, the transaction will fail. Okay, so I'll just write 100 and click on mint. Click on confirm. Yeah, so you can see that the transaction is successful and the tokens are minted successfully. So let's now visit our MetaMask and check if the tokens are minted or not. Just click on your imported token. Just a second. Where's that? If it is not present over here, just click on import again. So if you want the URL, if you missed out on that dialog box and if you don't have the contract address of that token, click on view on Shardeum Explorer and you will get the contract address on Explorer. So this over here, you can check on the URL sidebar that this is the address. Come to MetaMask, import token. Add custom token and 100 MIH. Yeah, you can see that we have minted 100 tokens and it is visible in our MetaMask. Just click on import tokens. Yeah, so now you can send these tokens to anyone and test the Shardeum network out. Mohin. So Mohin, as of now, it is not possible to go through those codes, right? Because we are running out of time. We actually had to complete this right now. So if you want to know more about the codes and how it is coded in depth, so you can DM me, right? You can DM me. I'll provide the
Yeah. So you can
yeah.
either DM Shailesh, or what you can do is you can join the Discord server. We have, a lot of devs there who can help you out. Let's say if Shailesh has some time constraint. So that's there as well. So, and Shailesh usually hangs out with us on Discord. So you can
Yeah.
find stuff
Also,
there.
guys, we do have many developers in our developer community at Shardeum Discord. So you can just join Discord, ask your questions, and there are many developers that will help you out.
I have sent the Discord link again. You guys can see this. And yeah, Satya says very useful session. Took first step into Web3. Wow, that's great. That's really great to see someone stepping into Web3.
Yeah. So like guys, Web3 is a really fascinating thing. Okay. I guess everyone should learn this technology. It's the futuristic technology that will help you evolve your career in Web3. If you are coming from Web2 background and if you know JavaScript and all this stuff, I guess it won't create any problem to just enter into Web3 because Web3's content is really familiar with JavaScript. Whether it is Solidity or Ethers.js or Web3.js, these all languages are JavaScript based and all the syntax and all that stuff matches. So guys will be
Yeah.
available. Please ask your questions if you have some. If
Yeah.
you want to enter into Web3 field, I can also explain how to do that stuff. You do
Do
have great job opportunities. The work culture in Web3 is really good.
and the products that we're building.
Yeah, the products
That's
are like finance products that are for community, built by community, right? So it's true decentralization, and with Shardium we are achieving true decentralization by giving the power to users by OCC principles. Champ.
So,
Yeah, BCA
so
first year. Great to know, Champ. Have a great future ahead. I guess you have learned C plus plus as of now.
So, Shailesh,
So
we see so
yeah,
many people have creating their first token today by using this dApp, what you have gone through. So think about that they will build a product with them and using the tokens. And if that product becomes a unicorn in the future, so you will be the means you will be the founder means basic things what you are told right now to the people, right?
yeah, you'll be
So
their first teacher there. So that's
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, that
let's
was a
hope for
great.
unicorns. Let's hope for unicorns going forward
Mhm.
on top of
Yeah,
Shardium.
it's a new technology and you can hop
Yes.
into it and create a brighter future over here. So there is a question.
Congratulations for whoever have created the first token by using this token creator dApp. Congratulations.
We have a
Congrats
question,
to
Chirag. What about for non-IT guys? Chirag, there are many jobs in Web3 that are not related to IT. you can build communities, because it's everything that, like, everything on blockchain and web3 technology runs on basis of communities. And community, if you are talking about community, I guess Yash is over here, who have been managing communities from many years, and he's well experienced into this. So he's also a non-technical guy, and he can guide you on that.
Yeah, we can, talk about all of these things on our server, because I think we are running out of time.
Yeah.
So again, I will be just dropping the Discord link here once more. So in case you haven't joined, please do join. And then I think yeah, Shailesh, we are good to wrap things up, right?
So these are my contacts, okay?
Mhm.
Telegram, Twitter, and Discord.
I
So
will be
whenever
I
you
will be
need
dropping
some
the
help,
slides.
yeah, whenever need some helps regarding development in Web3, you can reach out to me, and always reach out in Shardium, because I'm there present always, right? So you can, if I'm not there, there's Vejanath and all many developers over there who will help you out.
Great. So that was really a great session, Shailesh. And everybody who has created their tokens and dApps on Shardium, I guess. Yeah, that's great. I think we are good to wrap up now. And it was really good to have you here, Shailesh. So thank you for teaching it, uh, spreading your knowledge to everybody here. So that's really great. And this is how we are contributing on Shardium. We are helping each other. So yeah, we'll sign off now, and have a good day, everybody. Shailesh, would you like to say something, or should we just
Yeah,
end it?
yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. Okay. So let's wrap this up. We are good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So have a good night, guys. Let's catch up sometime later.
And Shailesh, do you have Shardium merch with you as of now or not?
I do have Shardium merchandise with me.
Oh, okay. I thought of sending something to you as well, just as a thank you token. So cool.
Yeah, I do have Shardium merch. I guess it was sent by you itself.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, I remember. Anyway, okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Bye
joining,
everyone.
and thank you, Shailesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.